my other crush is the book that came out. Right? It's the book that came out a couple months ago. These two fine souls were at the reading release party, and they destroyed things for me. It was amazing in such a great way. No, it was fantastic.
We're there for
So, right. Started writing in 2009. Started submitting in 2012. 34 rejections later, this came out, which is insane. There are 61 poems in here and 21 poetry comics. First poetry comic looks like that. So, the guy on the right says, "I love party." The one on the, this side, and that side. "We make pizza of evening." And the caption is, "Hot pepper people discovering their doppelganger, reaching for the same door handle." All right. So this book's called Takeout Delivery. I didn't say that. That was pizza.
Yes.
"We've come for your unsplit chopsticks." "With runners in scoring position, the fortune cookie I just snapped says, you can see through people, or see people through. Christ on the crossword puzzles queries, what first starts a heart? A year from now, I'm going to tackle realities I never knew and hopefully find myself surviving. To all the sequences encoded within the old, noble sequoia. Just the facts, ma'am, scavenger hunt. To the comforting scent of a newly sharpened number 2 pencil, passing by in a corkscrew, a cement mixer, aka Hercules, honks its horn, hypnotic with, if you can't see my mirrors, I can't see you.
Here you go.
We've come for your late-breaking news. Without action, you aren't going anywhere. Mahatma Gandhi. Calm as a box of bombs. Jay Oxtapo goes, you can't consume a can of Campbell's soup, hoping it'll reproduce a reproduction for you. You gotta believe in it in order to deliver it. Instantly, the voice of the GPS pops into a nightly news reporter's, the phenomenal anonymous. Like a water wheel ablaze, everything is of the hunt. Voracious. A museum on parade. The sign outside our culture store reads, the new, temporary, contemporary. Photograph. You and I, the charger purrs to the cell phone. We are going into battle. My goal is for you then to win. You are a good audience.
Yum, 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 yum.
Wow. Just laugh it up, laugh it up. We've come for your hey, hey, hey. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Yes.
Huck Finn's adrenaline's kicking in. Up on the trombone, Tom Sawyer. And all stellar in their futuristic funkscape stashes, it's the Sam Clemens 7. Lip lock to hip hop. Then all baby Bill Cosby's feeling it. He snatches 2 spoons off the nearest dessert tray, glasses of chocolate mousse. He licks them clean and jiggles down a rapid series of clicks, jams slamming iambics on this old paddle wheel here, clear across the Nightingale. Nonetheless, unimpressed, Fat Albert goes back to howling out the blues. So, remember 9. I wrote that years ago. And I told this story. It's like, what was I supposed to do with this poem? And I left it in the book because hell yeah, I'm leaving it in the book. It was right. I was fucking right.
You were right. You licked a lot of spoons.
Yes.
Taekwondo takedowns. Hot pepper people tearing open must-read mustard packets. First time I said that right. I have mucked that one every time. A star named Tling? Bless is more. Hot pepper people rejoicing while shipwrecked aliens overrun Reykjavik.
Yes.
Uninterrupted rapture? Enter attainment. Amen. Hot pepper people performing the sitar ritual over the relic of the South. You're all fun. Thank you. We've come for your target audience. No people come into possession of a culture without having paid a heavy price for it. James Baldwin.
Yes.
Yes. That these These aren't even the things I care about the most. It's 1 a.m. and I am deleting the death of a poet. Sky Burial 5. What else would I be doing if I just didn't show up for work? I could see Orion taking aim. St. Sebastian's scavenger hunt. On a walk around the monument today, caged in scaffolding, all its points of departure, Eve balancing an apple upon her head while William Tell quarrels Cupid. It is a study in Rayonism. It is a study in the sting our cash registers supply by opening. Yeah, we've come for your Veterans Affairs. We live in the midst of alarms. Abraham Lincoln. Mocked by the Washington Monument. The hippopotamus in the Potomac River has DuPont Circle all up in a headlock. A flag with one red stripe sliced off. The question mark of body parts, backstabbing a scavenger hunt. Female bathers frolic in the pre-World War III era to the pitter-patter of a caption. Tiny coffins among hundreds at Quake funeral. After sucking his nails to taste the dirt from underneath, a homeless man ticks. It don't most matter if I know the news or not. It's serious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip that. Let's move along. We've come for your courtesy flush. And it goes like this, dude on his cell phone, I don't give a shit. Laxative scavenger hunt. Okay, F&A, whatever, I'll see you later. On a protester's sign, I am not your ATM. Reminds me that some people just simply desire. I edited a PowerPoint presentation on it once, idea being that there's always at least one asshole around, anywhere you go. It was kind of a muchas gracias, Captain Obvious moment, but so true at the same time. All the same, I'll take time out to time takeout versus dine-in, but never dine in a place that puts the toilet paper on the toilet paper holder all wrong. Flushing Dairy Queen plays quid pro quo with Don Quixote. Around and around we go, he says. Here's to all our hungry hippos. I told you my influences, didn't I? Like, I gave you my influence. So, 61 poems, 21 comics. There's no table of contents in the book, but it goes comics, poems, comics, poems, comics, poems. And the poems are grouped. 9 poems, 11 poems, 9 poems, 11 poems, 9, 1, 11. And this is the one. We've come for your pause button. Fire and smoke engulf the towers of the world, a caption begins. One of the saddest scavenger hunts I'd never imagined. Things you don't think about while listening to Pink Floyd's Us and Them. Another JFK-like day. Others leapt from the windows as the structures fell from another color photograph. In no sense, they came for our innocent. United, we stand. I take off my belt and shoes going through the x-ray scanner. I put on my patriotism going through my fears, then my cynicism going through the motions. I'd read about a put on while going into war, but will forever pay my respects to the sites of the fallen. All of those names engraved into living.
Wow.
Susan, right? And there's a lot of little stories in here, but there was no way I can do this book without expressing something of how I felt about that time that we all lived through. You know? And it became like the centerpiece of the book. I'm gonna do 2 more. Thank you all. We've come for your buried treasure. I looked at my hands to see if I was the same person. Harriet Tubman. All my life, my father told me to save my shekels. Now he's all, if you don't spend any money, you don't do anything. Another learned neuroticism, no longer applicable. Fantastic. The waitress asks, may I take your order? And waits while her ostrich tattoo stupefies. It's script, head home. I tip my fitted green Phillies hat, lack of awareness, scavenger hunt, then down it over my eyes. Under a red exit sign, a Dr. Jekyll type character looks like he's pondering What happens when good riddance is said to everything he's kept hidden? Interesting. Probably be a good idea for me to find out too.
Wow.
We've come for your late night lit. I hope the exit is joyful and I hope never to return. Frida Kahlo. In a dream last night, the MFA Mafia amputated my right arm. In a dream last night, just before the MFA Mafia amputated my right arm, a woman with bad posture got me to straighten mine. Rimbaud goes, what's the toll on old Whitman's Bridge? J. Oxtopo quips, money creates taste. Jenny Holzer. I got a tap Mac, what do you think? Wawa? Right on, let's hit it. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, scavenger hunt. Open 24 hours. If I kiss your ass, a critic in the corner laughs, you're gonna get cooties. Oh, what are we supposed to do with all these receipts? That Dos Equis dude doesn't always read words, but when he does, he prefers poetry. Stay quirky, my friends.
Yay!